Welcome back to another fun channel. I'm Felix, and I am going to start off talking about my medication. I've been talking about a lot about my medical stuff and how you should speak up for yourself. I don't know if you can hear it, but I'm scratching, and that's part of one of the reasons I want to talk about it. I have started being itchy a lot, and it's one of the side effects of the medicine I'm on. And also another side effect is dizziness. And I've started getting dizzy. I noticed, at first I thought it was because I was standing up too fast. I just noticed. Okay. But I thought it was because I was standing up too fast. But I looked, but it's like sometimes I can just be walking or something. But every time I stand up also was another thing. It's like, something's wrong. And then muscle cramps. I've been getting a lot of muscle cramps. And nausea. If I drink warm or room temperature water, I've been getting nauseous. I used to be able to chug room temperature water. It didn't bother me at all, but now it makes me nauseous. I can drink pop and other things. It's really only room temperature water is making me nauseous. And I'll be sitting here taking my medicines like, I got to take these medicines. So I try not to force it. I'll wait and then finish taking it. But yeah, it's like, it's rough. But I kind of don't want to switch medicines because another side effect, I don't know if it's an official side effect, I didn't see it, is it's acting like an appetite suppressant. But my sister pointed out it's possible all the other stuff was like everything was kind of like a steroid in the sense that it was making me hungry. And now that I think about it, when I used to work out, I would get really hungry. So I kind of wonder, with all the hormone issues, if that's why I kind of was always wanting to eat, because my hormone was out of whack and making me eat. And it's like, I'm trying not to blame the hormones for everything for my weight, but it was a big part, a huge part of it. And so I do blame hormones being out of whack for a majority of my weight. Because now when I read up on this stuff, it's like, it affects your brain. It affects your mind. So it's like, God. Because I don't feel the same urge to constantly eat either. So it's like, I never really felt the urge to constantly eat, but I can't eat as much either. Because I'll be sitting, we'll go out to eat, and I can't eat everything now. It's like, I'm good. It's like, I pretty much would have to force myself to eat, and even then, I'll actually start to get nauseous if I eat too much. And it's kind of like my wife after she got her surgery for her weight loss. I just got it without doing the surgery, the nausea stuff. But yeah, and that's, like I said, at the beginning, I talk about this stuff. It's really important that you speak up for yourself when you go to a doctor. As sad as it sounds, they don't care about you. There's enough of them to where you can honestly say a lot of them don't care about you. There are some good ones. I've looked out with my endocrinologist, the two I've had, and hopefully the luck keeps going that way. Maybe it's a little different with specialists, but you have to be careful in the medical field when you're going to see someone for your health, that a lot of them actually don't care anymore. They just see it as a paycheck, and they really don't care about your health. And it's not just the doctors, it's the nurses too. So, and I get you get burned out. But with any job, you can't take it out on the people coming to you for help. Unless they're doing something, but majority of the time, they're not. And they try to make it, that's like even in customer service, they make it seem, people try to think, well, I get nothing but bad customers. It's like, not true. Because I work customer service. You might get the reality is, you'll get 5 bad calls and 20 good calls. That's been my experience. Depending on where you work. If you work in one of cash check places, that's different. But overall customer service I've worked, majority of the time I don't have people who are cussing me out. And that's how I've developed to have patience working customer service. I just realized I actually have more good calls than bad calls. And I don't know if you can hear me, but I'm scratching. I can't stop scratching. So I was ignoring it, but then all of a sudden I just started scratching. It's like, no rashes. That's supposed to be one of the side effects too, but I haven't developed any rashes. But I got an itch. Oh, I've discovered if I massage it, that seems to help. And it's random. It's so random. Like my eyelids were itching, my ears were itching, in my beard here was itching, my fat was itching. It's so freaking like, oh, it just jumped to my foot. My foot is itching, and I'll itch more if I sweat, and I'm kind of sweaty. But yeah. Also, another thing I was thinking about on another personal level is that I see a lot of people switching roles where I work. And for a while I used to want to switch roles and do other things and even try to get to management position. Then recently here I realized I don't think I do. I don't want to have to relearn another position. And I've kind of gotten comfortable in my position. And maybe if I was younger, it might appeal to me. But now it's like, I'm good. Because this job is flexible. I can do a lot of things. I get a lot of things done. And I get my work done. And it's not to say if I move to this position, but some of the positions I want to move to require me to leave my house. This one, I don't have to leave my house at all. That could be also, it's not, could be, but it is also why I'm antisocial more so now than before. But yeah, I don't have to leave my house for this job. I work from home. A lot of the other jobs, they are required to leave their house and go places and do things and travel. And I just don't want to. And I think that's literally the only reason why I haven't done it, like switch positions. There have been some positions I probably could have got, but I don't think I want to switch positions, at least not right now. I think I'm good. The only way I could see switching positions if I started my own business and just went head first into it, and just dove into it and kept doing it. Been playing the lottery. If I won the lottery, I would quit. But otherwise, yeah, I don't think I want to switch position. I'm just going to stay at this position and keep working it. A lot of times you'll get into a position or at work and people will try to encourage you to, to move up. But then sometimes you don't need to move up. It's like, yeah, we don't need to move up. Let's not move up. And that happens. So it's like, what are you going to do? Another thing is, oh my God, it went right up my head. Well, anyways, that's more of the personal stuff. But yeah, it's just like, I don't feel like I want to, it's the hard, I want to leave my position, but I don't want to do anything else. Or it's kind of like I want to stay in my position, but still kind of do other things. And I think that's why I started doing it. I feel like I am doing other things by doing the podcast and the videos and all that stuff. So I think I'm just looking to do stuff and it's working. But yeah. But now to entertainment stuff. Was it the soccer player Ronaldo finally marrying his longtime love? And I saw a picture of the ring. I was watching Shits and Gigs, and they showed a picture of the ring. I'm sorry, but that ring is god-awful ugly. I know people are talking about how beautiful it is, No, it's ugly. I'm sorry, it's ugly. It is ugly. And they said, oh, you're just jealous. No, it's ugly. I've seen some expensive rings that look fantastic. That one just looks ugly. It's just gaudy. It's just big to be big. It's like the Cybertrucks, in my opinion. The Cybertrucks are ugly. I don't care what anyone says. They're ugly. And you're only buying it as a status symbol. That's literally the only reason you bought it. So you can be like, I own a Cybertruck. Yeah, the Cybertruck is ass. It's ugly. It's the same with that ring. It's like, everyone's taste is different, but to me, that ring is ugly. It's like, you could have picked out a better ring. But then again, if they're all about the money, that's that. He went for the most expensive ring. Maybe he and his woman like it because he wears a big square diamond. So, that's his taste. So, I, on the other hand, am not about buying the biggest diamond or the most expensive diamond. I want it to look good too. So yeah, I saw that. And I know Taylor Swift got engaged, but I haven't seen her ring, nor have I looked for it, and don't care. The only reason I say anything about Ronaldo's ring is because Shits and Gigs were talking about it. But and they showed a picture of it, and I was like, oh, that is ugly. It is an ugly ring. But hey, it is what it is. It's not my money, it's theirs, or soon to be theirs. But also, something else, when I was looking at the ring and at some other stuff, I realized, I think I've talked about this before, and the other reason I thought about this is that there is a thing where we're tricked into seeing, believing that certain people are attractive in the media. And the reason that came up again for me is because I was watching a YouTube channel, Wiki on Reddit, or Reddit on Wiki, I think. Wiki on Reddit. I don't know. But I was watching those guys do their podcast. And what I'm talking about in his feed, it was nothing but a bunch of mediocre, average-looking white guys that people were fawning over. I was like, and he was like, just for a straight year, that's all he saw. And he was naming people. He named the actor from The Bear and named some other people. I was like, yeah, I agree. It's like, there was nothing, they were average looking to me. But people were talking about how drop dead gorgeous they were. I was like, are we looking at the same people? And it's like, no, we're not. And the media, for a while, always really, are trying to push the narrative that white is beautiful again. Even more so now that, with Trump in office, that white is beautiful. And it's like, just because you're white doesn't mean you're beautiful. It doesn't mean you're attractive. It just means you're white. Ugly comes in every shade. Comes in every size, weight, size, height, so on and so forth. Yeah, white does not equal beauty. Sorry to burst your bubble. And but it also got me thinking about women I was attracted to growing up. And as I got older, I realized I look back at some of these women. I'm like, why did I find them attractive? And I know tastes change, but when I think about it, my tastes haven't changed that much, actually. And I realized it was because people were telling me, hey, this person is attractive. Hey, this person is attractive. So I was like, oh, okay, they're attractive. But then I was like, I myself just kind of stopped looking at them, so to speak. It's like, okay, I think it wasn't so much my tastes were changing as I was thinking for myself. And I realized these people aren't as attractive as you're making them out to be. And like on TV shows, let's say you have a TV show full of women and they're trying to push this narrative that this, like, the lead actress is the most beautiful one on there and all the guys want her. But then you look at all the other actresses and, like, maybe this other actress acting more attractive, but she's the backup character, so they keep her in the back. But the whole time you're watching and you're realizing none of them are that attractive. It's just you've been able to pick out the most attractive out of them. And it's like, but if you put them up against other actually attractive people, they don't fit in the same category. And as I've gotten older, I look back at a lot of these, especially white females, and it's just like, you're not as attractive as I thought you were. And like, I'll name someone like Angelina Jolie. I've never been attracted to her. Never. And I'll hear people just talk about how gorgeous she is. And I'm like, she all right. I've never been attracted to her. And there's a bunch of others like that. It's just like, they're average, or they're okay. I'm not trying to say they're ugly, but it's like, when I think, I'll tell you someone I think is very attractive is Gabrielle Union. And not because she's a black woman, I think she's just very attractive. But yeah, it seems like mediocre. What was like Sydney Sweeney? She's average, actually. I got a good look at her, and because I would hear about it and I would see different pictures, like, which one's her? I don't know. And then I actually got a good look at her, like, she's average. So yeah, I do think Sabrina Carpenter's attractive, but overall, a lot of these people are average, and we're being made to think they're not. And what was that one actor? He just got convicted of something, I think. Gerard Depardieu. When he hit the screens in America, people were force feeding down our throat that he's an attractive man because he's French. Like, that's not how that works. And people were eating it up, unfortunately. Apparently it is how it works. But I was just like, no. But yeah, there's a lot of famous people who are not that attractive. And it's just like, okay. And that goes, especially when it comes to women, that also goes back to, I was dating this girl one time, and we were joking about doing like online stuff. And she's like, oh, no guy wants to see me naked. And I started laughing. She's like, you don't surf the internet enough. She was an average looking girl, you know. She was cute enough for me to want to date. And what's funny is she didn't think anyone, it's like, I want to see you naked. I don't have a problem looking at you. I like looking at you with your clothes off and doing stuff with you. And I had to explain to her, it's like, you need to surf the internet more. It's like, you can make a lot of money. And you can be ugly to extremely attractive and make some money on the internet. But right now, there's so many women doing it that you're not guaranteed to make any money. But back then, she probably could have made a lot of money just because there wasn't a lot of women actually doing it back then the way it is now. So many women are doing OnlyFans and not realizing that can come back to haunt you versus back then where it was actually kind of easier to cover up. But yeah, it's, cause I've seen some really not so attractive people make a lot of money, and I don't think people realize why these unattractive people are making money. It's because even back then, the average looking girl could actually make more money than the super hot girl because she seemed more attainable to the guy. Like, I could date her. And that's why even the ugly girls can make a lot of money doing OnlyFans. And of course, if you do some outrageous stuff, you can find your little niche and make some money. But yeah, just being attractive isn't enough to do OnlyFans anymore. You got to have a niche. You got to have a catch or something to reel people in. And average and ugly women are that thing. Like, there's literally sections on adult sites where ugly is a category. It really is like ugly man, ugly women getting it on. It's a real category with millions of views. And they still try to do the girl next door stuff. But the problem with the girl next door is like they go for the super hot model, like for the girl next door. It's like, no, that's not the girl next door. You don't understand what the girl next door is. You should stop doing it. But yeah, you know, the media shoves this down the throat that what's attractive and what's not attractive. And you're just like, when you finally start thinking for yourself, you realize, oh, these people aren't that attractive. Example, in my opinion, Ezra Miller, I thought he was butt-ass ugly. But so many of you women loved him. It was like, okay. And I didn't get it. From day one, I thought he was a creep. And it turns out I was right. Here's hoping I don't get nauseous. I needed a drink. But yeah, it's just, I think as you get older, because even as I was getting older, like I stopped just being attracted to skinny women, and I realized I do like big girls. I like big girls, whether they're black, white, Hispanic, whatever. I like attractive women. And what I mean by that, the face is the first thing I look at. If you have an attractive face, then I look at the body. I don't want to have to brown bag it. I know it sounds horrible, but if I have to brown bag it, we're not getting together. I want an attractive face. If you have an attractive face, then we're all good. But if you don't have an attractive face, I'm going to keep going. Now, when I say attractive face, it has to be a face I can look at and not feel like, whoa, you know, if I can't look at your face, then I'm not into you. And I'll be honest, there are some girls who other people might think, oh, why? It's like, I don't know. I like their face. I don't feel repulsed by it. And there have been some girls where they had some faces. It's like, and I got to know them and then realized, yeah, I should stay away from them. I didn't go. I was trying to think of something else, and that came up in my head. But no, there have been some girls who I'll admit were not the most attractive, but there was something about them. I was just like, I could see me knocking one out. But yeah, when you get to that point in your life where you can think for yourself, you realize, oh, they're not as attractive as I thought. Or, wait a minute, that person is attractive. You guys tried to tell me they weren't. And believe it or not, you can actually lose friends over it too. I've seen people lose friends over who's attractive and who's not. It's like, you can't like them. They're not attractive. It's like, why aren't they attractive? I think they're attractive. And sometimes it can be about because they're fat, because they're this, because they're that. And then you get to see the real side of your friends. But yeah, as you get older, you start thinking for yourself. You realize what's attractive and what's not for you. And one of the things I hate when it comes to that stuff is like, especially for men, we really can't say, hey, I don't find this attractive. Hey, I don't want to deal with this. And it's like, you get yelled at for, especially right now on social media. I will say, like I always say, it's a small portion. Social media only represents, the internet in its entirety, in my opinion, represents a small portion of everyone on the planet, or in the United States even. It doesn't represent everyone, because if that really was the case, the birth rate would have dropped to 0 by now. So yeah, there's that. But yeah, and speaking of social media, one of the things that's getting on my nerves is Black Brits. They've been getting on my nerves. Black Brits, Black South Africans, and not all Africans, but there's a lot of you. Well, you guys are getting on my nerves. Every time Black America is just vibing, just having fun. Like on TikTok, there's the Black Scottich right now, and Black America is going, hey, cousin, and just vibing, just having fun. It's been a lot of fun to watch and see people interact. And then there was some white Scottish people who were being negative. And of course, there's a British, black and white being negative. It's like, we weren't even thinking about you. And they just had to hop on here and just be so negative. We know Black Scots exist. It's just we don't see them. So it's like, we were just excited to see them. So what the hell is your problem? And just let us have some fun. Leave us alone. And I love the fact that a lot of people pointed out, it's like, why are you so worried about it? And most of the Black Scottish people have been cool about it. There have been one or two. I don't know what they were trying to do, but it came off as negative to me. Like there's one guy trying to say how we're saying words wrong. And it's like, what? And it's like, what are you doing? It's like, why are you trying to turn this into a negative? And it's like, yeah, no, don't go there. Just walk away. You know, you're not part of this. And I do like the fact that Roy Wood Jr. went over there and was interviewing some people. And this girl had done an interview with him, like, you guys know who he is? And the audience, her in the comments, like, saying, yeah, we know who he is. And she's like, I'm so sorry. So I won't ask that question again. But, yeah, he was over there. He's interviewing everyone. And I got to thinking, I wonder if they have Black famous Scottish people. You know, like how we have Black famous over here. Do they have Black famous over there? Is that a thing over there? And they don't really do cookout either. Like, all people are talking about invited to the cookout. They don't have that over there. And once again, there's some idiots talking about, like, America doesn't have a culture. Yes, we do. Just back off. Leave us alone. Why do you gotta hate? And again, and another thing that annoys the hell out of me is when you guys don't know geography. You don't know geography. 99% of the people who say that don't know geography either. So, and why does it matter? I'll tell you up front, I don't know geography and I don't care. It doesn't change how intelligent I actually am. And I can figure it out. If I need to know where I'm at, one, you can ask someone. 90% of the time, you can just ask someone. And if you can't ask someone, how did you get there in the first place? You know, didn't you know where you were going? Unless you woke up there, unless you got knocked out and woke up there, and that's different. But otherwise, you don't actually need to know geography to go anywhere. You really don't. If there's a place you want to go, you can just go there. And with today's technology, again, you don't need to know geography. You can Google it, look it up online, and figure out where you want to go or how to get there and stuff. That, as a measure of intelligence, is stupid. You can't measure intelligence based on one subject. It's so stupid. That's like a mechanic who knows everything about a car can call call a doctor an idiot because you don't know anything about a car. Like, say you have a doctor who knows nothing about a car, but can do brain surgery. But you have a mechanic who knows everything about a car, but can't do brain surgery. These two think each other are idiots. Reality is, no, you're intelligent when it comes to car. You're intelligent when it comes to doing brain stuff and medicine. Through medicine, because you actually do need to know some medicine to do all that stuff. And there's a lot about cars, especially as much as they're changing right now. And not just anyone can work on a car, especially nowadays. I went to change my light, my wife's car, and I had to go down, come up, twist my arm this way, and then rotate it 190 degrees to undo the light bulb. And I was like, F that. I took it to a garage. I was like, what happened to the day I could just pop the hood, pull the headlight out, swap it out, slap it back in there? What happened to those days, man? Can we go back to making cars simple? It's like, Jesus, what's with all this? And then there was something else I was going to do, and I found out where it was located. I was like, there's no way these hands are getting down in there. It's not happening. I took it to the garage. And it turns out, yeah, your hand cannot go down in there. You got to take this out, this out, this out, this out, this out, this out to get to one part of it. Because there's some bolts that had to come out. It was like, why? Why? I agree with mechanics in the sense that engineers should be required to work on cars. You should actually physically have to work on cars. You have to work on a car you designed and explain how to get to every little thing in a timely fashion. But yeah, so yeah, I know it was a little off topic, but yeah, Black British, mainly Black British really, they're just hating. I have seen Africans actually argue in the comments in videos talking about, why are you hating on Black America? It's like they didn't do anything. And I noticed lately also, Black Americans getting pulled into all kinds of conversations that we weren't even part of. Apparently Hispanics are talking about people wanting to download, and Black America got pulled into it. And the guy stays like, what the hell do we do? We were just over here minding our business. And it seems like he said, it's like, you guys want us to be part of your community. I don't think Black America right now realizes how much power we have. There was a time we knew, and we lost that knowledge. We need to get it back. We have a lot of power, especially if we move as one. Oh my God, the power Black America has is phenomenal. We influence everything. And that's not an exaggeration. We are the reason a lot of stuff exists. And it's past time that we just went F y'all. And we want our credit and stuff. And I was watching something about reparations. And this guy's got, I don't want a handout. I don't want it. And I'm thinking, first off, you have no clue what the reparations are really about. It's not about getting a free handout. It's about getting what was owed to the ancestors. If you're a descendant of a slave, your ancestors were supposed to get money, and they didn't get their money. And that's what the reparations, that's what they're talking about. That's what Black America was owed, and they never got it. Every other race in this country has gotten some kind of reparations. Black America has never, ever gotten reparations. That's what they're talking about. The fact that you think it's just free money, you're a moron. It's not about free money. Secondly, you're also a moron. Why the hell wouldn't you take free money? So if I walk up to you and say, here's a check for $10 million, you better not take it. Because you said you didn't want free money. Don't take it. If I say, hey, every black person gets $10 million, you're literally going to say, I don't want it. I don't take charity. I don't take handouts. I'm going to beat your ass. I'm sorry. I'm just beating your ass because you're too stupid to exist. I'm sorry. I just got to beat you. If it's free money and you're going to turn it down, you're an idiot. You're just an idiot. So, I mean, even if they say we're giving every black person in America reparations as long as they identify as African American, boom, I'm taking it. Free money. You know how stupid you got to be to turn down free money? Oh my God, it's like, you're just too stupid. And it's they've been so brainwashed, they don't realize they're turning down. They try to make it like, yeah, I know it's free money. No, you don't. You don't get it. There's two things you're missing. One, it's free money. Two, it's actually owed to most of Black America. I say most of Black America because I was doing my family tree. I'm not 100% sure if I'm descendant from slaves. I'm not joking. Because on my dad's side, my grandmother is half Indian and half African, but I'm not sure that half is from slavery or from Africa, actually. I think they may actually came over here from Africa and met the Indians, and then she was born. And then also, my dad's dad was from Africa. So on that side, at least. But then on my mom's side, I know there's black and white, and I believe Irish or Scottish. I can never remember if it's Irish or Scottish. On that side, because there's like a white and a black side to the family, and we're related to them. And apparently they're in Canada. Half of the white side is in Canada. I remember that. But yeah, it was just like, so I'm not 100% sure if I'm descended from slaves. I have to do my family tree to find out. But either way, you know, if I was still part of that group, and they say, hey, Felix, you and your wife individually get $10 million. We're not turning that down. You know how stupid you have to be? That's what I said. I would just beat you up and take it. I was like, oh, he doesn't want it? No. They said they didn't want it. They didn't want free money. They didn't want handouts. I'll take that. Give that to me. I will take your free handout. So, yeah, you don't want it? Give it to me. I'm good. I'm not stupid. It's free money. Again, free money. Oh, my God. I want to smack people every time I hear that argument. Like, you have no clue what the reparations are about, and you're passing up free money. You have to be one of the dumbest people around. And then, but back to the Black Scots. Yeah, the Black Scots overall have been vibing with it. I know I got off topic there, but the Black Scots have been vibing with it. And the British, especially the Black British, are just back to hating again. Just straight up hating. It's like, why can't you just go with the flow? I think that's the problem for Black British. Black British is so jealous of Black America. It's not even funny. It's like, they have zero influence on anything. That's not a joke. They really have zero influence on anything. They haven't influenced the world the way Black America has. And they were like, you didn't do any of that. It's like, guess what we did? We did all that. You have not influenced the world in any way, shape, or form. You just haven't. And I think that's why they hate. It's a hate of jealousy. They're so jealous of Black America, it's not even funny. Now, I'm not saying it's all Black Brits. But unfortunately, just like anywhere else, the ones that scream the loudest get the most attention. That's what's going on. They're screaming the loudest, so they're getting a lot of attention. And there's a bunch of people getting called out for trying to make fun of Americans for being happy to see Black Scots. And again, like I said, we don't get to see them a lot. They don't portray them on TV. They don't. And to have a Black Scottish person on TikTok, it was like it was just a good thing. It was good vibing. And like I said, the majority of them are loving it. And it's like, and a lot of them are starting to find each other. They didn't know each other existed in the sense that they were on social media. And now they're meeting up. They've actually met up and doing things. It's like, because the more Black Scottish, because one guy said, since all this happened, he's gotten more Black Scottish people on his feed. He's like, he didn't realize they all existed over here. He said he knew there was other Black people, but, and then I did watch one guy, Roy was interviewing one guy talking about, dating and stuff. Like, when he was in school, there wasn't that many Black people in the school. And I think at one point he's talking about he was the only one, but if there was another Black person, it was like he was related to him. And it's like, that's a reality. Even where I went to school, I remember one time they had all the Black students together in the auditorium. And oh my God, I didn't realize how many of us there was not. We all gathered, and someone stood up and said, wait a minute, this is all the Black people in this school? And the principal was just going, yeah. It's like, what the hell? I think there was maybe 20 of us throughout the whole school. And this is a big school. And it's like, oh, wow. And most, a lot of them were actually related. And now that I think about it, a lot of them were actually related. I wasn't related to any of them, but still, it's just like, a lot of you guys are related too. And it's like, no wonder you're dating white girls and stuff, dating outside your race. You don't got a choice. But yeah, it's just like, I better look around like, oh crap, there really isn't that many of us. Like 20 out of, did we hit 1,000? Well, I'll just say 20 out of 1,000 were Black, literally. So it's like, wow. But yeah, I don't think we were 1,000. I think we may have been like, were we 500? We had a big number. I can't remember how many there were of us. Either way. Yeah, it was bad. but yeah, overall, like British, just relax. Just go with the flow. Just relax and go with the flow. That's all you got to do. It's not that hard. But on that same note where I was just talking about school, I was watching, I want to say it was a TikTok about a parent who wouldn't let their kid grow up, basically, and was doing everything for him. I was like, when do you let your kids grow up? I think I talked about this in the last podcast, and I was just like, with my daughter, I've been trying to get her to make sure to do all kinds of things for herself, and she's doing a pretty good job. One thing I get on her about is like, I told you you needed to learn to drive. I told you. And I found out recently, this is why I want to talk about this again. I found out recently today that she told my sister that no one told me. And I was like, what? I was like, I told her, you see my eyes? I was like, I told her freshman year. I told her before her freshman year, you need to learn to drive. And it's like, my son was sitting there and my sister was like, you gonna learn to drive? Like, no. I said, yes, you are. You don't have a say. I'm not going through this again. You're going to learn to drive. You know, because I even told my daughter, you don't have to buy a car or anything. It's good to have your driver's license. And that's going to be the same for my son. It's like, you don't actually have to drive, but you're going to learn to drive. And he's like, no. Like, yes, you are. And he did say it's scary. He said, yeah, my sister explained to me, it's scary at first. But yeah, it's scary at first. Everything's scary at first. Well, I won't say everything. But a lot of things are scary at first. Yeah, but as you do it more, better you get. So, yeah, I wish I would have put my foot down and made her take driver's ed in high school, but I didn't. Next time I will. With my son, I've always told him I'm putting my foot down. You're taking driver's ed as soon as you can. But yeah. But the other thing is I saw something that popped up along with that. Well, not with just that, because I was online looking at other stuff. Now I got my thoughts all mixed up. Because I was looking at something, then I was talking to my sister, and it all went together. I was looking at something that talked about Gen Xers having to take care of the old parents who caused their trauma. I'm thinking, no. Who the heck said they had to? F that. I'm not taking care. If you caused my trauma, F you. You know, it's like, I'm not taking care of you. Or better yet, I will take care of you. I watched, that actually made me think about a video I watched. The guy's like taking care of his parents. He's like, why are you treating me like this? I'm treating you the same way you used to treat me. And they like show him beating the parents and doing all this stuff to him. And some of them even talking about, yeah, I'll take care of you. And they'll find the nastiest home to put them in and take all their stuff and just vanish. It's like, if I had parents like that and they suddenly turn to me, you got to take care of me. I'm like, okay, I'll take care of you. I'll find the nastiest home and put you in it and take all your crap. Get you to sign over power of attorney to everything. Sell whatever you got, take all your money, and I'm just vanishing. Good luck. I'll sign power of attorney over to the retirement home. Let them bleed you dry. But yeah, there was actually a story I heard on TikTok. I think it was a Reddit story where the guy's drunk dad reached out to him for help at the end of his life because he was dying. And he got everything. He had like siblings, but he never met them. And so the dad died and he was in charge of everything. So he sold everything, took everything. And then everyone else starts showing up. Hey, no, what about us? He's like, you guys said none of you were around. You didn't come around. I've done buried him. You know, he's gone. It's been months. And now you show up. Everything's gone. Everything's settled. And there's even a story where a guy kicked his son out and the son ended up living with the dad. And what's funny is the father was just like the grandfather in the sense that they were horrible fathers. But then the grandfather ended up being a great grandfather, like an awesome grandfather. And it was just like, he saw the grandson as his second chance because he realized he screwed up with his son. So he was just there whenever he needed him. And in the end, left him everything. And then the father's like, that's not fair. You know, this dude treated me like And he left you everything. I should have got it. But then son points out, you treated me the same way granddad treated you. So now I get it. And in a way, it's the way it should be. It's like you had a chance to do better than your grandfather and you chose not to. You chose to be just like him. Or I said grandfather. You had a chance to be better than your father, but instead chose to basically be just like him by kicking your son out. And the grandfather stepped up and became a better person. Because the grandfather used to be an alcoholic. He cleaned up. And from what I understand, I think the grandfather did try to reach out to his sons. I think they were sons. And none of them replied, which, he was a piece of excrement. He was a piece of crap. And that's why they didn't want anything to do with him. But yet you kicked your son out and he ended up living with that man. And did you not think, hey, maybe I shouldn't send him to live with that man? If you really still viewed him as this piece of crap, why would you send your son to live there? But yeah, stories like that, and that's what I mean. Like, why would I take care of you? You treated me like crap. And if I was in a situation like that, and it's like, I don't know the man you grew up with, but the man that took care of me was an awesome man. And, it's like, I'm sorry you had that relationship with him, but you treated me the way he treated you. So go F yourself. And so yeah, so when I saw that about Gen X take care of the people that cause their trauma, it's like, no, I'm not. Look at him. I don't have anyone like that. So if my mom needs me, I'll be there for her. But yeah, it's like, no, you don't get to do anything. And it's like, I'm not taking care of you. You can go drop dead. Yeah, you're on your own. But yeah, but really the thing that got me so far is the Black Scottich thing. It's still going on. And hopefully it keeps going for a while. What's funny that there are other races popping up going, hey, what about us? What about us? And they're not being rude or nasty or anything about it. So it's like, they're literally saying, we want that love. We want to be cousins. And it's like, I like their reactions just because they're not up here being like the Black British cussing us out. It's like, what is your problem? Get over yourself. But anyways, let's see. This is number 88. When I hit 100, my goal is to stop doing the podcast and go back through every single podcast from the very first one all the way up to now and create shorts for all of them. And then I'm going to program them to post one every day, a short every day. And then I'll probably start up the podcast again. But so I'm on 88, so I don't got that many to go. But yeah. I may not start the podcast again because I'm kind of liking the Reddit stories and I do reactions on the other channel and I need to work on my book. I haven't been working on my book lately. I'm not feeling the book. So, that's what I was supposed to do. I was supposed to put the book aside and start on my other book. I think I'll start on my other book. There's a couple I've been thinking about. Like I have one I was going to call The Apocalypse of the Introvert. And it's set in the apocalyptic future and the guy's an introvert. And I was going to do something like that. But I had an interesting twist as to why he's really an introvert. And I was just going to go from there. And I need to start writing that down. I think I might work on that one. I get ideas for stories all the time. So I think I'm going to go and work on my stories. Yeah, I need to get my third book out there. I got 2 out. I'm going to put my third out. I leave links for it all the time. You can go to Amazon Prime and see it. And I did some short videos on them. But yeah, I need to do a reaction video to my book. I'll sit here and read it or something. Read a chapter. But anyways. All right, everyone. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and everyone take care. Later.